Good day, everyone. How are you all doing? Hope you're all great. My name is Agbala David Oluwakayode. You are welcome to another second edition on the topic that I've started since last week, talking about addiction. Yes, addiction. Last week, I invited my brothers here, Brother Samson and Brother Kala, to come and talk about addiction. And last week, we talked about sexual addiction and drug addiction. Those are the crucial parts that is really happening to us in the society. People are so addicted and they don't know how they can go about coming out of it. But today, right now, I brought some of my brother to come and talk about an addiction as well. And the topic we're going to talk about addiction on is about social media addiction and game addiction. But before we proceed, I want us to talk about the definition again, because I know some people last time did not follow us on what we talk about. They should understand the meaning of that word addiction, so they can know how they can go about controlling it and way forward out of it. Sir, please, sir, can you introduce yourself to our viewers? Let them know you, sir.
All right. My name is Olulade Promise, and yeah, that's my name.
Thank you, sir. What about you, sir?
I am Odeye Botosin by name.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming to this show. We're very, very grateful for calling you and answering us, sir. Last week, sir, we started about this topic about addiction, and it has been so rampant that people are so addicted to so many things, and they don't know the way out of how they can come about that addiction, because it affects them mentally and spiritually, and they don't know how can I go about it. The reason why we're doing this thing is to make people to understand the reason about this thing and to know the way out of it, sir. Now, sir, I want you, sir, to talk about game addiction, and Brother Tosin will talk about social media addiction. Sir, before we proceed, sir, I want you to tell us your definition about the word addiction, sir.
Okay. For my own definition, I'll say addiction is like an entanglement into something or someone, which can either be positive or negative. When you are so used to something that you can't do without it, like when it goes beyond normal. For instance, now everyone loves to eat. It's good to eat because it's a necessity. But when you can eat the food of 10 to 20 people at a go, that's a serious problem because it's not normal.
Yeah, it's true.
So
it's true.
That's an I don't say overuse of eating. Yes, because there's a way your stomach has been designed to take a certain quantity of food. When you now take the food of 20 people, that's a serious problem. So that's what I would call addiction.
Okay, thank you so much for that definition, sir. But that is, sir, please can you tell us the meaning of definition, sir?
Okay, yeah. To me, addiction. I define addiction as an irresistible compulsion. So something that compels you so much that you can't. That's grown to an extent whereby you can no longer resist it. So it takes great help before you can come out of that compulsion. So an irresistible compulsion. Sure. That's what I define addiction as.
Okay, thank you so much for that definition, sir. We're very grateful. So I'm moving to you, sir, Brother Promise, sir. Yeah, sir, I want to come and tell us the type of addiction, and we are talking about games, sir. What are the reasons why people are so addicted to games every day, walking on the road, are playing games, in their room games? They find it difficult to do other things than for them to play games. What is the cause, sir, and what is the solution, sir?
Okay, if I'm to speak medically, there's a side of the brain that is designed for excitement.
Okay. So
when you get used to watching something over time and it gives you this euphoria, this sense of excitement, your body longs for it more.
Okay.
And more and more. So when you see people addicted to video games, it's because they're engaging that part of their brain in just exciting themselves all the time. So now if we're now looking at it from another perspective, I'll say that people get addicted to games because, number one, possibly they don't know what they're supposed to be doing in life. Because if you have a purpose, if you have a focus, you won't spend so much time. I'm not saying video games are bad. It's a form of entertaining yourself or relaxation.
Yes.
But then when you now make it look like you can't do without playing video games, imagine waking up so early in the morning and you're just playing video games for hours, non-stop, to a point that even some people that as they are eating, they are playing video games, as they are even having their bath, if not because of water will touch the phone, they can still position their phone in a way that they are still touching the game. That they've lost control over their mind, over their brains, in telling themselves, okay, this I have to stop this at this stage, or I have to do something else. So one of the reasons why people are addicted to video games is because they don't actually have a sense of purpose. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Because when you are focused on your purpose, your assignment, then you will know how to prioritize your time into doing things that will add value to your life and that will also add value to the lives of others. Because even those that created the games, they created it for value. They are making money, but you're playing the video games, so addicted to it, nothing's coming to your account. So why should you waste your time on something that is not adding value to your life, rather than just giving you only pleasure, which is just for a moment? So I think that's one of the reasons why people are addicted to video games.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us the reasons why people are addicted to video games, sir. But what are the way forward? What are the solutions that they can go about them not being addicted to video games, sir?
Okay, well, like they always say, if you want to change an habit, go. Okay, an habit can be changed in 21 days of consistently working on yourself.
Okay.
So if you deprive yourself of video games for 3 weeks, I'm very sure that can help. Because when you deprive your brain of something for a while, it's one thing about the human body is that the human body tends to learn adaptation. So when you deprive your body of something it longs for a long time, it eventually gives up. That's the thing, it gives up and it starts adapting to a new system, a new way of doing something else. So like they always say, if you want to replace a bad habit, put in a new habit. Yes, if you want to stop doing something, but put something better, something of value to replace that bad habit. So if you're addicted to video games, engage yourself with other things. At that time, you're supposed to play video games. So it's something that can be productive to your own life. So if, for instance, you are so addicted to video games, why don't you take up a book or something else that still gives you that exact feeling or excitement that a video game will give you?
Okay.
But that is positive.
Okay.
Yes, so
Okay,
that's one of the things I can.
Thank you so much for those reasons and those solutions you are giving us to know about overcoming that spirit of addiction towards video games. Thank you so much, sir. Let's move towards you, sir, concerning the aspect of social media, sir. Sir, can you tell us more why people are so addicted on social media? What are the causes that people are so addicted on social media and the way out, sir?
Okay, so I believe for one to be addicted to social media, one must first have a phone.
Yeah.
So there's so much availability of a phone, and always consistently engaging and pressing a phone will definitely lead to social media addiction. So if you are one by which at every instant you can't do without your phone, then what are you always doing on your phone? Then you're most likely is either chatting, is either going on Twitter, doing Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. I think those are major social media platforms.
Yes.
And one thing about social media is that social media can be quite helpful, can be quite impactful.
Yes.
But then, in respect of how impactful they are, addiction is something that is always not good, because what addiction does is that addiction takes away your willpower. So it means that when you're addicted to something, you no longer have a will over that thing. So in the sense that you might not want to press your phone, you might not want to do social media, but because you have been so much addicted to it, it takes away the ability for you to now make choices over that thing. So that willpower, it weakens, let me put it in that way, it weakens your willpower so much. So social media addiction actually starts with having an account on social media.
Okay.
There are many people that they purposely delete their account on social media. So if you don't have an account on social media, you can't be addicted. You can't be addicted to social media.
Okay.
So starting with having an account on social media, but then before you can have an account on social media, you have to have a browsing phone.
Yes, it's true.
So that is the foundation of social media addiction.
Okay.
In time past, when they were not browsing phone, there was no social media.
Yes, you're right,
And
sir.
when there were no social media, people were not always addicted. What was social media? Even when social media started coming to play, people were not so much in line with it. But the advance of technology brings about new dispensation of things, and social media has helped many lives. So another thing that now matters is, what do you use to do with the social media?
Yes.
Is it that you go to your social media and just catch fun, catch cruise, laugh for 2, 3, 4 hours every day without it having impact in your life? Then I term that is a useless addiction. So many times, so it is expedient that you know what you are doing on social media.
Okay.
And my brother said something, that when you don't have a sense of purpose, you tend to get addicted to certain things a lot. So if you don't have a sense of purpose, then you just keep using social media and be laughing and be doing, and you waste all your time on social media. If you have some things to do, you will not waste your time. Or if you have a vision of a goal you want to achieve, you will not waste your time on social media. You won't be TikToking almost every day and doing a lot of other things. So if you have a sense of purpose, you definitely won't do that. So I believe that's one of the reasons why addiction of social media comes places. advent of phone, having a social media account, and spending too much time. They used to call it screen time.
Okay.
Screen time, spending too much time on social media and not being cautious of your screen time.
Okay.
That's just all I have to say as regards that.
Okay,
now.
sir. Thank you so much for the light you have brought to us concerning social media. But we are not saying that social media is a crime, actually. We're just saying that why is it so paramount that people are so addicted to social media that they can't do without it? That say if they cannot come on social media one day, that they cannot get their balance, they cannot get their life. Now, the reason why we're bringing out there for people to understand the reason why they need to not be addicted to social media, they should know how to control themselves on using social media, so they should not have certain negative effect concerning their life. Because social media, people are using it to make money in so many, and people are using it to destroy their life in what way they are, because they post so many things on social media that affect lives positively and negatively. Thank you so much, sir. But sir, tell us more concerning how the addiction can start. What is the way forward, sir, on how can we get out of it, sir?
Okay, I believe that when you have a purpose, so channeling, as you said, channeling the energy you spend doing nothing or nonsense on social media, you can channel it to learning something very useful.
Okay.
And I'm very sure that when you learn something very useful, you see that it automatically will stop your so much engagement in social media, because then you now streamline your focus to a particular place. It's a particular place. And he said something about habits. 21 days said, so in order to wear off an old habit, you have to inculcate a new habit. So you have to start a new habit. You have to get a scheduled social media time. Not that you wake up early in the morning, the first thing you are doing is Facebook, WhatsApp. That's a very bad habit. A very bad habit. So in order to inculcate a new habit, you can now schedule your time and put it that when I wake up every day, I want to is either take an exercise, take a stroll, or listen to your music as the first thing I do every day, and not plunging into social media. So creating a new habit because addiction can only be removed by immense and intense discipline. So you have to be ready to discipline yourself to take that out intentionally. So if you are not ready to intentionally remove that, then you hardly make progress.
Yes.
So intentionally do that. And also very important that you have an accountability partner, someone that you can submit to when you see that you are beginning to get, probably you created a schedule before, so you are beginning to see that you are going out of this schedule and it is getting, the addiction is seeming to want to get back. Then you have an accountability partner we can put you back in check, because truth be told, addiction can't be removed if it's something you have been addicted to for 2-3 years, it can't be removed in 1 or 2 months. It's a gradual process.
Yes,
a gradual process. And there's something I should note, that the fact that you are trying to get out of addiction does not mean that you necessarily doing the, will I call it recovery, or doing the taking out addiction away, doesn't mean that you will not fall back into the addiction.
Yeah, it's true.
But also have the knowledge that when you fall back, you must be intentioned to rise up much more higher and greater than that, which also having a sense of purpose, having a scheduled time for your social media, and also trying to create a new habit and finding an accountability partner, which is of utmost importance, someone you can account to and submit to. I think that's all for now.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that word of wisdom and that word of knowledge that have shared to us concerning social media addiction. Thank you so much, sir, for that word of wisdom concerning game addiction. For those of you that are watching out there, we urge you, please learn how to control yourself for you not to be addicted to the things I've just mentioned about, because it's affecting life both negative and positively. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Join us next time.